Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir.
Okay, still participants are joining. So we have the agenda to discuss some new problems for the practice. So as this is live coding session. So as we are using some classroom feature of Fallen GDB. I have released some problems on that. I hope you have the link access of that. Otherwise, I'll be sending again that link if you have not done in the chat. Okay, one second. So this is the that invitation link for that online GDB classroom. So I hope if you have attempt session before the previous week, so I hope you have the access. So you can directly open the classroom. Let me share my screen. Okay, before starting the session, if anyone have any query, anything,
Hello, sir.
yes, Vishal.
Sir, is this session helpful for today's OPP1 exam?
Today's OPP exam, which OPP exam today?
Sir, I have got email regarding my rescheduled OPP1 exam today. Multiple emails I have received regarding OPP1 exam, and it has been rescheduled today at between 7 to 9 p.m.
Okay, I'm not sure. So why it is scheduled? You haven't attempted the previous schedule?
Uh, yes, I have tried to attempt previous
Oh,
OPP1
you
exam,
face
but
some issue?
no, no, sir. But previously I have not enrolled for SCT exam. That's why I could not able to attend that OPP1 exam on 1st of March.
Okay, so you got another chance for this,
Yes,
correct?
sir. But I don't know if I can able to attend this session because I have still not registered for SST exam. So someone told me in group that I can attend without SAT exam. Is it true, sir?
Okay. Uh, I'm not aware of completely of this actually reschedule things. I cannot comment on this, but yeah, if you are giving the same OPP1 exam again, so definitely syllabus is not, I think, till week 7. It is only till week 6.
Big
But
six
definitely
or
program from week 1 to week 6. That is the syllabus for OPP1. And
okay.
today we are planning to discuss the week 7 problems that array or strings are that
Means
topics.
it
But
is not helpful
definitely
for everyone, right, sir?
no, we can't say that because definitely if you are doing coding maybe on week 7 content, that also be helpful for previous content. Definitely
Yes,
we will
yes,
use previous
yes, sir.
syntax also.
It will. But I have to plan
Hmm.
for means prepare for today's OPP1 exam. That's why I
Okay, so yeah, if
have
you are doing practice or something, so definitely you can do practice. This is the week 7, or you
But
can
sir,
also.
but I have still doubt regarding SCT exam because no one
So no,
means someone.
if you have received any communication by mail or something, so just follow that.
But I have received regarding OPP1 examination mail only, and there is no mention about SCT exam, and I have already mailed to support
Don't.
team
Why you are just focusing on too much on the SCT exam? If you
because sir,
received
it
the
is it,
OPP exam links or details, just attempt it.
sir. Last
Okay,
time
so
I have
maybe.
yeah, last
So
time
because of
la
maybe that is the reason, because of that they are giving you the chance actually for the OPP1. Okay, so
I
if
think
you received
I yes sir.
if you received any communication regarding the OPP1 exam and they are giving any chance to you, any timings are mentioned? What timings are there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 7 to 9 p.m. today. Today, 7 to 9
So
p.m.
just attempt it. Why you are focusing on too much? That.
Because sir, last time I have asked you for
Mhm.
same doubt from you, sir, regarding SCT exam, and you told me that
And
Because before means without attempting SCT exam, you can't enroll for OPP1 exam.
Okay, so just attempt it today. If they will not allow, just leave it then. Okay, why you are just
Okay.
thinking too much?
Okay, so thank you
Attend
so
the
much.
attend the meetings and just do the all process. If they are allow you, you just attempt it. Otherwise, you can't do
Okay,
anything.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any other query? Anyone? Okay. So all you can also do the coding with me. Okay. So you can open that online GDV classroom from your registered email ID. Okay. Wh- which ID you have already registered this classroom feature. So as you can see, this classroom feature you can open, and after that, this is the admin ID actually I have opened, but you can see this type of interface after opening the classroom. Okay, when we click on the classroom after login, you will see C programming Jan 2025 live coding. You can click on this. So previous problems you can also see which we have used in previous sessions. Now today this Week-7 problem 1 to Week-7 problem 5. So that we will discuss. Okay, so those who have actually not cleared the OPP1 exam definitely do more practice because you have another chance in the OPP2 exam, and just do the practice at least till Week-7 because you will get some easy questions till Week-7 concepts. Okay, so you can still pass the OPP that exam. Okay, if you solve at least two questions from the first part. So that practice is much required, and programming is much important for every stream today. So like ES, if you are doing ES, so do not ignore this programming courses because later that programming will be very useful in your another courses. Okay, so let's start. You can also write the code, and you can also discuss during the session. Okay, so I am opening the problem number one from Week-7. So as you have already covered Week-7 concept, okay, and I think deadline is also done. So you should have good understanding for program the Week-7 concepts. So I've opened the first problem, and all these problems are configured where you need to write a complete code. Nothing code is given in the editor. Okay, so let this comment is not for C, so we can change it to C. So just write a complete code, read the input, solve the write your logic and print or return the output. Anything, okay, according to the question. So we are not giving any like suffix, prefix, this type of code, or we are not asking to write a function or anything here. So to write the complete code here, okay, you should have a good understanding to read or everything, read the input or print the output or process the logic. Okay, so first question. I hope you have opened this. Everyone have access?
Ah, yes, sir.
Okay, fine, good. So now the first question is so these are very basic. Some questions are very basics about the array. So as you know that the topic is Week-7 is array, and same string we also use with the help of array concept. So some questions we have also maybe one or two questions we have strings related also. Otherwise, we have the question array related. Okay, so write a program to find the maximum number. Find the maximum number from n numbers given as input. The program should first accept an integer input from the user, indicating the numbers of inputs. Okay, so that means first in the sample input, first understand the question. Sample input first value is representing how many elements are there in the array. Okay, after that you need to read that number of elements. So three input you can see in the sample input. We have the total three elements 5, 8, 2. Okay, out of these we will find out the maximum element. So we can store these number of elements in some array and then we can process the logic. That can also be solved without an array because you can read the input at the same time you can compare the element and you can solve this. But question is, but we want to use the array concept in this question. We will store the store our solution in the numbers into the array first, then we will process. So we will understand how we can store the data into the array, and after that how we can process and how we can return the result. So we can start. Okay, so first thing is, so this editor is disabled for copy paste editing. So here, so we will write the code, type. Okay, so typing practice is also much required for coding. So hash includes. So this is the first step. Okay. So now the step is we want to read the input. Okay, and here it is mentioned that you can assume that the maximum number of inputs to be given by the user will not exceed 10. Okay, so what we can do, we can write a main function here. So int main, and inside this main function we will do our process. So return 0. Okay, and then we will do the process. So we have total maximum 10 elements, so we will just create an array for maximum size 10. So int, like we can give the name a, and then 10 size we have assigned, because we need to find out the maximum element, so that we can just take the mx element, that variable also, where we will store our result. Okay, n value we have also given, so that means, as you said, see this sample input, first value is representing how many elements will we have, so that we can store in some variable this information, so like n. So that n elements we have the array. Now result we will store in the mx. Okay, so these three variables that we required, if later any another variable required, we will declare. So we have declared at least these three variables first. Now the thing is, first value we want to read. So this 3 we want to read. So that will represent how many elements we have for the array. So that first step to read is scanf. Okay, so that you know that how we can read the input. So percentile d, because this is an integer number, and we will store this result into a n variable, so that n. So you can see, first line we are reading this first value in our input. After that, we know that how many elements are available after this. So three elements are available. So we will run a loop for this, because in the any another input maybe this value is 10. So that means we have to read the 10 elements that we have to store in our array. So that is the next step. We will run a loop here. So for int I. Okay, so because we are running a loop, we need a variable here. So I equal to 0, and or you can start with 1 or something. So I is equal to 0. So 0 to 9 we have to actually move, because for reading the n value, sorry, not 9, n. Okay, so how many elements we want to read? Actually total n elements. So n 0 to n minus 1. So that should be less than to n. We can write like this. Okay, and I plus plus. So that means we are deciding how many times this loop will iterate. Okay, so now this is the body of loop. In this body, we will read the input and we will store that input in our array. So that is scanf again, scanf, and that percentile d, and that value actually will be stored inside the array. So this array, and index we will decide based on our I value, because in array index is started from 0. So that we are taking as that I value as an index. So that array name is a, and index value is I. Okay, so this is now location where we are storing our input one by one. So that and symbol we will use. So I hope you are getting the process still here. So that is the input part. We have declared the variable, then we have read the first integer value, and then we are running a loop that will read the another values and will store into the array. Okay, so we have the maximum size 10, but for this sample input we are storing only three elements, so that will store only 0 1 2, that index. Okay, so we have this information that how many index we are using in the array. So now this is the data input. After that, next step is now to find the max. Okay, so to finding the max, we can assume that our first element is the maximum. So like a and 0. Okay, we are assuming this. After that, we will compare this mx element with the every remaining elements. Okay, and every time if we found that any another element is maximum, then we will replace this mx value with the another maximum value. So so now we will run another loop, same for int I equal to 0. Then I will not 0 because we have already taken this 0 as a first value. Then we will start from 1, and this will be run till n less than n. Okay, so that is n minus 1 index and I plus plus. Okay, sorry. So in this loop, now we will compare the element one by one. So mx, we have the first element, and first element we are assuming that. So suppose this 5 element you are assuming that this is a maximum. Now we will iterate through 8 to 2, and we will see if 8 is greater than 5. Yes. So we will check update our max equal to 8. Now we will compare 2 is greater than 8. No. So our mx will remain same. And finally, we will return our mx value. So that will be the maximum value. So just check the condition. So if your mx value, if mx value is smaller than the current ai value, okay, array of I value, then what you will do, you will update your mx equal to ai. Okay, so this is the only condition you need to write. So that's semicolon. Okay, so we are comparing each element from mx. If we found any greater element to mx, we are assigning to the mx equal to that greater element. So now this loop will actually find out the max element, and finally we will return. We will print this in the output. So print f and that percentile d, and then just mx. So this is the output. So this is the process. This is the output part, and this is initially that was the input part where we are reading the input and we stored our input, and this is the processing finding the maximum element. So now just test it. Okay, let's run this and see in our console. So some error we are finding. We have got double F someplace. Where it is? Scanf. Oh, here. Okay, then again run. Okay, it is now asking for the input. So let's 3 value we are passing to this. So 3 value is now a number of elements. Now this loop will run 3 times. It is asking again. So 5, the next value is 8, and next value is 2. Okay, so we have passed 3 value, 5 8 2, and then you can see it is printing this 8 at the last in the output. Okay, so 582 was the that input, but 8 is printing by the this line printf. 8 is the output, so 8 is the maximum among all these three. So now your code is working as per the requirement. So you can see now we can test this. Yeah, so 4 out of 4 test case passed. Two are visible, you can see. So 8 is output coming. Now for the second sample input, our 4 is the maximum. So 4 output is coming as expected. So this is the first problem solution. If anyone have any query in this, you can ask.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so also you can also write this code with me. Okay, so we will also have do some practice of this, how we are writing the code. Okay, so any query, or shall I move to the next question?
So next question, please.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so we are moving to the next question. Okay, so I have not submitted this. So after testing, also submit this. Okay, so that will be the submission for us. Now, second question is very similar to this. You can try by your own. Okay, if any of you want to share your screen and you can write the code, that will be very good. Any of you want to write the solution code for second problem? Not just to show the output, just live code.
Yes, I can.
After executions, I will send the code in the chat box.
No, you can share the screen also. So if anyone want to share your screen and just write the code complete line by line, step by step. Because second person, if you can read on my screen, that is very similar. So write a program to count the number of even numbers in n numbers given as input. The program should first accept an integer input from the user indicating the number of inputs. Then the program should accept those integer number as input in an integer array and display the count of even numbers as the output. And the maximum size we are taking is 10 for this. So
So
someone
can
raise
I?
the hand. Yeah, Chris, definitely. So let me stopping my screen. Yeah, you can share your screen and you can write the code. Are you able to share?
Yes. So is my
Yeah.
screen visible?
Yes. You can also tell us what you are doing step by step. Okay.
Okay.
Good. I hope everyone is able to see his screen now.
So first we have to add the header file, then main function, and then we have to first declare some variables like an array and count, counting the even numbers, and then scan in. After scanning in, we have to start a loop for storing the values in an array. If array of ith element is a modulo 2, means if the array in ith index is divided by 2, means even, then we have to increase the count by 1. And we have also initialized the count value to 0 first. So else do nothing, and then after that we have to print the value of count. I think it should work.
Yeah, test it.
Array. I think it should declare in another line. I think.
No, 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 no. So just mention some size in that.
Okay.
10 size is the maximum limit, na? So 10, yeah.
Zero test case pass.
Zero pass. So can you just see the input output?
Okay. I give 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1 and 2. It's correct.
Mhm. Okay, can you just click on the test button again and just show the status of test case? So 1 second. That first test case pass. Oh, 1 second. 4. Your output is coming 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. But output should be. Okay, can you just show me your code now?
Okay, sir.
Hmm. So what count value you set? 0. Okay. So just check your loop condition. Not this condition.
Okay.
Loop that. Hmm.
This should not be equal to n, I think.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, now all the test cases are passed.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So 1 second. Just keep your code on the screen. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So now I think this is clear to everyone. So how we are doing? We again same thing. We have done same thing. So we are reading the input first, 0 to n minus 1. Then we are processing the same thing, and inside the processing, we are just checking the condition if that each element is divided by 2 or not. Okay, and based on that, we are incrementing our count plus plus, and this we are printing our count. Any query, anyone? If you have, you can just ask. Anyone? Any query? Okay, fine. Yeah, thanks, Krishna. Nice. Okay.
So should I stop my screen sharing?
Yeah, you can stop. Yeah, you can stop. Okay, I'm sharing. So this was the same question. I hope you have understand that. Only the change was to checking the condition for even number. Okay, so last time we was checking for maximum element. This time we checked for the that even number. So I think we can move to the third problem. Okay. Now this is the third question. Find the majority element in array. And what is the meaning of majority element is write a program to find the majority element that in an array, a majority element is an element that appears more than n by 2 times in the given array of n numbers. If no such element exists, output should be minus 1. Otherwise, the output should be that element which is repeating more than n by 2 elements. Suppose here you can see, so 5 is the input number. 5, that means we have total 5 elements. After that, we are reading the 5 elements 3, 3, 4, 3, 3. And what is the value of n by 2 here? Because we are performing this operation on the integer n by 2. So that means 5 by 2. And on integer part will come. Okay, so 2. In float decimal, we will get 2.5, but the value for this calculation will come only 2. and if our count is for any element is more than 2, that means 3 or 4 something. Okay, so this is condition is given more than 2, not the equal to 2. So then that element is the majority element we can consider. So this is the question now, and you can figure out. So this sample second input you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Here there is no element which is actually exist more than n by 2 times. So because of that output is -1. So I hope the question is clear to everyone. What is our task here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you can think about that. If anyone want to share the logic for this, how we will do this. Okay, so input output is now the same things. We will do the same process, but for the logically how we can solve this, anyone want to explain? Or assume okay, so only one element is possible for as the output. Any basic solution? If anyone want to explain how you can do this logically, can you tell us?
Firstly, it takes the inputs from the users
Mm-hmm.
and mm, under the for loop, it checks whether the number is divided by particular numbers or not, and then it increase a count plus plus, and it's finally count.
No. So here, one why we are dividing something? We are not dividing anything. We are simply counting.
Yes, but it should be a single number that's occur a frequent number of times in the array.
Ha, ha.
Uh, then we have to divide by them, and if the modulo becomes 0, then it increase from by plus 1, and finally it prints the outputs.
Divide by modulo. I'm not getting this logic. Can you just write the code and what you're thinking? Any other? Any idea, logic? Okay. So let's start to solve this. You can also write your logic. Okay, so logic may be different. So you can try your logic also. So I am writing the basic code for this. So let's start with the same thing as sorry, include dot h. Okay, then main. Okay, so first part is reading the input, and we will store this input in some array. So that is the same thing. So we will take some variable. So like int a, that is again the 10 we are taking because it is the maximum size. We have the n value, and okay, so we are taking this. We will include another variable if required. And first next thing is just read the n value. So scanf, and that value we will store into the n. So that is the total number of element. Then we will run a loop. So for int I equal to 0, and then I is less than equal to n, and then I plus plus. So this is the input part for the array. So scanf.
So can we do using nested loop?
You can try. Any logic you can try. That if your logic is working, fine.
Okay, sir.
So %ld, and then that will be insert into the array so that AI. Okay, and symbol. So that is the input thing. Now our input part is done. So now our logic part actually. Okay, so yeah, someone said that the nested loop we can try here. Okay, so how the nested loop we can see, we can just take some variable and we can also note down the frequency for that. So suppose if we are taking 3 as a counter, okay, so 3 as a that counter, and we will just count the value after this, how many times this 3 is existing. Okay, and that if we are getting the count value that is greater than n by 2 value, so that is the element which is exist. Okay, so that we can do for the each element, because we don't know what is the element we have for other. So you can see the another sample input. So one, we can take this one and we can count the frequency. Okay, so if we are getting less than n, so we can reset it and we can count for the second element, then third element, like this. So we can do this process also, and in this way we can find the maximum that majority of the element. At any point, if you find this information, you can break your loop also. Okay, so what we will do, we are taking the nested loop here again. So first loop for just taking the element from array one by one, and that element we will count the frequency. Okay, so let take int I equal to 0, so that is the same thing, so 0, and I is less than 2 n, and I plus plus. Okay, so this is the first loop for selecting the element, and second loop will iterate the complete array and will count the frequency. So what we can do, we can take this count value, count equal to 0. We can set this so that int count we can take, or we can declare this variable first here. And basically we need to this is the count value, but we need to return a result actually. So that okay, so let res, so that result element we can declare also. Result value, okay, and we can set this as a -1 initially. Okay, we will only store the result if we found any element which we have the count more than n by 2 times. So by default this is -1. If we not found any element, so that -1 value will be print by this code. So this is the set, this count equal to 0 we have set, and then we will just iterate our second loop. So for int j, again we are taking j equal to 0, and j is less than equal to j, that n. Okay, and j plus plus. Now we will just compare the element, so that in the outer loop, zeroth element will be selected, and we will compare the zeroth element with the every element in the array, and we will increment our counter. So how many frequencies there? So that we will do like if a of I, okay, is equal to that is the condition. So keep bracket. So a of j. Okay. So if this condition is satisfied, you can just increment your counter. So count plus plus. Okay. Now outside of this loop, so this part is done. So we will count the frequency for that, and once we will get the count. So after this loop, we will just check our that count value. So if our count, this value is greater than, so this count value is greater than 2
Uh,
n by 2,
yes.
correct? So we will set our res to, okay, AI, okay, equal to AI, because we are checking this count for AI value. Okay, and this res value, so now at any point, we if we found this things, so we can break also. So we will use the break loop here, or without break it will also work. Okay. So we can stop some our iterations, we can save some iterations, and finally what we will do, we will print this res percent ld res. Okay, so logically it looks fine, it will work or not?
No, sir, we have not returned -1 for
Yes.
not condition.
No, that is actually -1 by default. No,
Okay.
we have stored this value by default -1. At any point, if we found count is greater than n by 2, so at that time we are updating this value. If we not found any value which is greater than count, so that will by default remain -1. So that is, I think, covered. Okay, so let's run this. See, for sample input, so 5, and 5 times we have the 3, 3, and 4, and 3, and 3. And okay, yeah, okay, so this is last 3 is the actually output. You can see. So we have total 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, and last 3 is the output according to the, yeah, this one. Test another input also. So let's just increase this. So we have total 4 input, and where input is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and output is -1. You can see. Okay, so let's test this. Okay, passed 5 test case. It is failed for -1, -1, 3, 3 is correct. Okay. Okay, we have to figure out that why it is failed. So suppose we have this 4 number, and 1, 2, 2, and like 1, 3. Output is -1. Still it is fine because 4 value is there, then 2 is occurring 2 times, not greater than n by 2. N by 2 n times 0.
It's logically true, sir.
Logically it is true. Or any another possibility for the input. So suppose 5, and we have, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 3. So output is again still fine, because for 5 still we will get n by 2 equal to 2, and our 1 is coming that greater than 2. So 3 output is coming fine. So logically it looks fine, I think. So let's maybe have configured this question in the morning. Maybe I have to validate the in test case then. Problem 1, problem 2, and this was the problem 3. So okay. No, sorry, this is not the question. Maybe some configuration mistake is possible. Let me check. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we have total actually 4 test case. By default, this fifth is actually added, but no input output is there.
Okay.
Okay, so you can ignore this, okay, because no test case is configured. So only that it is added, but nothing is there. Okay. Otherwise, our code is working fine. So you can see logically our code is working fine. Hmm. So you can ignore this last test case. 4 out of 5. Okay, so you can see any doubt in in this logic, or if anyone have written any other logic, if you want to share, and your code is working. So again, I'm just repeating the logic, how we are doing. So what we are doing actually, we have stored the input first, and after that we are selecting element like first element we will select 3, and then we will completely traverse the whole array, and we will check how many counts are there for this 3. Okay, so we will compare each element. So 3 with this first 3, 1 count, then second 3, 2 count, then 4 is not matched, then next 3, 3 count, and the next 3, 4 count. Okay, so that is happening in this part. Okay, so we are comparing, we are counting the frequency for each element, and that after that we are checking if that frequency is greater than n/2 or not. If yes, so we will update our result to the that value, which frequency is greater than n/2, and we are breaking the process because only the one element is possible which is exist more than n/2. After that remaining element is not possible. So we can break that and we can print the result. Okay, otherwise if we are not getting any number which have more than n/2 times, so that by default is set to -1, so that value will be print. Is it okay? Okay, so I hope this is clear, or any query in this, or if anyone want to share your solution.
So should we submit this or let it be?
You can submit this, no problem. So these are not graded question actually. Okay, so we have just configured as for the practice, but you can think that because if I republish that, I think your previous record will be removed actually. So after updating this, or let me check, we can update. Delete this. Save. Now you can try refresh and you can open again. I think it will work. Let me check. Now it is up. You can resubmit this.
It does not work, sir. It says that connection is lost from the server.
No, no, now refresh the classroom page. Completely refresh the classroom page and open the problem again.
Yes, sir. 4 out of 4 test cases are passed.
Now, okay, that's fine. Okay, so that is problem 3. The problem 4. Okay, rotate an array by k positions. Okay. So how this rotation is happening actually? So let me show you on the notepad. So again, this data, we have the same type of input, but now this question is like, suppose if you have element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, in the array. This is the 0 index 1, 2, 3, 4. And suppose rotation value is given k equal to 2. So that means we are rotating this as a 2 times, and this is the right rotation. So right rotation means this 5 element will be removed from the last and it will insert into the first position in the array. Okay, so in the first rotation, for the first rotation, that will become a 5 will come at the first and all will be shifted to the right. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will become the after the first rotation. And after the second rotation, this 4 will come and insert here. Okay, and all element will shift to the right. So 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So that should be the output in the array. Your array element should be arranged in this way, or you can also print the output in this way after two rotation. Okay, for this problem, so this is a straightforward problem. You can also just print the output without storing the result into your the same input array. But that problem may also be asked like this: what input array? Suppose you have the a input array, okay, and that contain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. Your output should also be stored update in the same array a. So that means after the k rotation, two rotations, your output should array should be looks like this. So 4, 5, uh, 4, 5, and like 1, 2, 3. Your array should be updated. Okay, and that array will be printed by some prefix or suffix code, and that should be printed like this. Okay, so the current question is, similarly you can simply print your output in any way, but this question may also be like this. Okay, so you need to update the array but not print the array, but your array should be updated up to the rotation like this. So I hope this question is clear. Write a program to rotate an array n numbers to the right by k position. Program should accept two integer n first. So first value is representing n number of elements. Second value is representing how many times your rotation will be done, and the last all values are elements, actually 5 elements. Okay, so 5 is the n number, 2 is the k value, and all remaining elements are actually your array elements. And after two rotation, your output is coming 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so any logic idea, anyone, how you will
Uh,
solve?
I think we have to swap the values.
Swap the value, but only swap will not work.
Uh, we will swap the values for k times.
Okay, so you will swap all elements k times. So which value you are swapping?
Uh, the last elements present in the array.
So suppose what you are doing, if you are thinking like this, so you are swapping. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the elements, okay? And what elements you are swapping? 5 and 1.
Yes, sir. We will no. We will restore the value of 5 in first array, first element of
Okay,
array.
so okay, so 5 will stored here, so this will update by 5. Then this will become wrong. Where is the 1?
And one is swapped with 2.
So 1 will swap to okay, so that 1, then you have to do this also 2, and you have to swap this also to 3. You have to shift here like 4. That work you have to do. Then
Yes.
your output will become. Only one swap will not work here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, other things, yeah, you can do the same things, but this shifting is actually important how you will do this. So one idea is like this: you can apply 3, 4, 5. Okay, so what we can do, we can store this value first in some variable, like some temporary variable. Okay, I'm taking some variable and storing this last value in this. After that, what we will do, we will just iterate this from second last value to 0th index, and we will just pass this value to here, and this here, and this here, and this here, and after that we will store this temp here. So that swapping, one swapping, that one rotation will be performed like this. So that we can do. So you have to iterate your array from last to first position, and you have to. So in this way, you will not lose actually any data. So we are preserving this. If you not stored this, then suppose if you pass this 4 to here, then you will lose your data 5. Then 5, where from you will get this information? What was the last element? So first step is store this last information, last that value in some variable, and then do this swapping things. Okay, one by one, and then store this at the first place.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you are doing this process, so this is the one rotation. So how many rotations you have, that time you have to repeat this process. So that means this part should be comes under some loop, and that loop is running k times. Okay, so that is defining the number of rotations. So let's start for code this. Okay, so is include dot h. Okay, int main. So now this. Okay, we have done the body. Okay, so that part is done. Now our input part. So input part is now this time we are reading three type of value: n, then k, then array elements. Okay, and elements. So that mean we need some these variables. So int, we have that n, we have k, and we have array. Okay, so array has the maximum size 10. So that variables we have. Okay, and after that we will just write a scanf for n and percentile d inside the percentile d and and symbol. This is for n. Okay, now next scanf for k. So we are reading this input, that percentile k, and this is, sorry, percentile d, and this is for d. Okay, so that is done. Now n times we need to read the input, and we will store in our array. So that for loop int I equal to 0, and then I is less than n, and then I plus plus. Okay, and inside this we will write a scanf and same percentile d, and that data will be stored inside the array at I index. Okay, okay, so that input part is done. So that is, now next part is our logic. So logic is so we are updating the same array. Okay, we will update our array in after the rotating. So that means first loop should be defined for the how many rotations we have. So int I we can take as starting from 1, and then I, or we can take 0, but we are not using this as an index, so we can define from 1 also. So that less than equal to k. So that will define how many times you will repeat the process. So that is the this loop. Okay, and for this loop we will do our task. So that shifting things. So here we will take some variable that we can define that variable also, t temp, as I mentioned here. So like temporary variable. Okay, so we are giving just name. Okay, so this is not a different type of variable, just a name, temp. So that first step is what we are doing. We are just storing the last element of the array in this of n minus 1. Correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Huh. Then next step is, so this is the first step. We are taking this value as a temporary, and after that we will run a loop. So that for int int j, and the j will be start from the second last element of the array. Okay, and that we will paste into the last element like this. Okay, so j will be start from n minus 2. That is the second last position for the
Yes.
index, and that will be reduced actually to 0. So j should be greater than equal to 0. So that is the last position, and j minus minus, because this is reducing. Okay, now inside this, every time what we will do, we will just shift our ai position. Okay, at this position ai, sorry, aj. aj plus 1, a plus 1. Okay, because j is n minus 2, but we are assigning this j position element to the j plus 1 position, so that is now aj. Okay, and after this iteration, after this loop, we will set our a0 equal to temp. I hope this is clear how we are setting this. So let me explain here. So what we are doing, so n value is like to n value is 5 here. Okay, so n minus 1 is indexing, representing the last index, this one. So suppose 1 2 3 4 5, this is the indexing 0 1 2 3 4. So what our task is, just copy this element and start the process from this 4. Okay, and shift this 4 to at this position. Third index element will be shifted at the fourth index, two index element will be shifted into the this one. So because of that, we are starting j from this n minus 2 position. So n minus 2 position is 5 minus 2 3 index, and that we are setting this a j minus 2. So j minus 2 is 3. Okay, and we are assigning this value at a j plus 1. So that j minus that j value is now 3, so that value we are assigning at j4. So j plus 1, so that will become 3 plus 1 4. So that means this value now will assign to this place. So this will be updated like this. So 4. Okay, 3 will be shifted here. So 3. 2 will be shifted here 2. And 1 will be shifted here 1. Okay, so this will remain 1. And after completion of this process, so we are now assigning at this position temp, this last element, which we have stored into the temp. So that is now 5. So now one rotation is done. So this way we are writing our logic. Okay, so you can see j equal to starting from n minus 2 position. So we are assigning this value j value to the j plus 1 location. At the last, after the completion of this, we are assigning a0 equal to 10.
Uh,
So now this is,
it means
I think,
final element is stored at the zero first position of array.
so that last element which we copied from the last position, okay, temp, we have assigned that to the a0 position, but that should be done after shifting all element.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Okay. It means
so
first shift the elements, and after that
so
is
first shift
final.
all elements, then just assign the last value to the first element, first position. So
Okay.
this part is doing this process, and that process will repeat that number of times. So I1 to k, that number of rotation will be performed. And finally, to print the output is coming in the one line, so we can run another loop to print the array elements. So once again, so for int I equal to 0 and I is less than to the n and I plus plus, and inside this we will print our output. So that is simple printf,
Percentile
and
D.
that percentile d, and then simple a of I. And here we need some space. Okay, so that space should come in the element. So that is the thing. So I hope this logic will work, or any error in this logic.
I think this will work.
Okay, let's test run. Okay, so no syntax error is coming, so that is very good. One second. Okay, so what happened? Oh, it is already running. Once. So no error is there. So let's 5 is the first input,
So your
2 is the
voice is
second. My voice is breaking.
no, sir. Now it's clear.
Okay, okay. So 2, 5 and 2 we have printed. Now we will print these elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and the check. So we are getting this 4 5 1 2 3 as expected. That output is coming. Fine. So let's click on the test button. Okay, now very nice. Okay, working. So all test case pass. So second input was this. So 4 this and 1. 10 10. This was the input and this is out. Suppose if we have 5 elements and we are rotating 5 times, so output will be print as it is. Okay. Suppose this 1 2 3 4 5 and rotation is k value is also 5. So that means after 5 time rotations, our output will become the same. So that output, that is the one possibility. Okay, so more than rotation is also possible more than elements. So maybe we have 5 elements but we are rotating 10 times, still you will get the same output. So that is actually the same repetition of the same process. Okay, so this is the solution for this. If anyone have any query in this. No query.
No, sir. Okay.
Okay, so let's move to the next. I haven't submitted it. Okay, let's quickly submit. Oh, it is not saved also. Okay. Okay, so that code is now removed. So if, yeah, just also focus on this. If you are writing any code, after writing, if your test case is passing, at least say, click on the save button. Okay, or submit button. So I have not clicked on any button, so my code is lost. Yeah, someone raised their hand. Okay, so this is one string related problem. So you can see, check if a string is palindrome. So I think this is easy question. There are many possibility of the string related question also. So like reverse string, you have already seen, I think in the assignment, they did assignment or someplace. So that is the one thing. So let's see how we can do this to string. Okay. So you know that what is the palindrome? Palindrome is the strings where if you read from any side, okay, left to right or right to left, that will be the same. So that is the palindrome. Maximum string length is given 100 here. So that is the maximum limit size. And your output should be capital S or this capital N O. No. Okay. So as input first, you can see this is same from the both sides. So that is, this is a palindrome, yes. Hello is not a palindrome. So this is output is no. So I think this is fine. Person statement is fine. Any logic for this?
Yes, sir, I have a logic that firstly we take the input from the users
Hmm.
and simply reverse them using a nested loop or for loop. And after I can compare both the strings by using strcmp.
You know how to compare the strings?
Yes, strcmp.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
And
that thing. Hmm.
yes, and if both are the same, it will print yes. Otherwise, it will print no.
Yeah, correct.
Yes, the same
Yeah,
logic.
that is, yeah, that is the one nice logic. Okay, so if you are aware of this strcmp, you can use this. Otherwise, we cannot directly compare. Okay, so we cannot write like a equal to, suppose like as an integer. So if a equal to 10, b equal to 10, we can simply write a equal to 10 or not. So that things we can't do with the string, because the string is just a representation of array. So that set of characters. So that is not works for that. Okay, strings.
Sir, can we do without still in like zeroth character compared to the last character if
Last
both are
character, yeah,
equal?
that is also a one logic. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you can do this also. Okay, so you can just take the first character and you can compare with the last character, and that process you will repeat till a length by 2 process. So yeah, so that logic we can understand from here. Like suppose you have this string m a d a m, and this constraint is given all that characters are small characters or this type of things, and we can compare this. So this is index 0, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so how in total, what total length we have? So we have total 5 length. Okay, so how many times? So you said that we can compare this first element. So we can take like I, and j we can set as a last element. Okay, so that is 4. So j is like 4. Okay, this last element. So 0 should be compared with 4. Now 1 should be compared with 3, and 2 is the this last element. So this, in this way we have 5 elements. So we can, this middle element will not compare with any element, or that will be compared with the same element. Okay, so 2 with 2, like this. That is the possibility. So that
uh,
means this part should be run. So
under the
0, 1, 2. So that means this logic loop should be run from 0 to what is the length of this? So that
n by 2.
that means is less than equal to len of s by 2, like this. Okay, so that n by 2. Suppose we have the length n.
Yes, sir.
So 0 to 2 it will run. Suppose if we have 6 characters, so that means 0 to 3 it will run. So not 3, still it will run 2. But at that time, that comparison will happen like this. So suppose we have b a b a, this is also 5. Okay, suppose we have a b b a. This is the one. Okay.
Yes, sir. And comparison will also be done through a
Huh,
bracket 0 plus I is
huh.
equal to a bracket last elements minus I.
Yes, so 0 will be compared with 3 here, and 1 will be compared with 2 here, only this one. Okay, so here middle, no single middle element is there. So we will, this logic will work also here. Okay, so yeah, in this way we can also compare without any string operation. So that is str comp. We can, at any point, if our character is not matched, you can break the process. Okay, because that is the point where your string is not palindrome. So yeah, you can try this. So like we can write a solution for this. So here we have the string. Okay, so that string array we will assign here. So let's start. So has include rio.h. Okay, so int main and return 0. And then we will assign our one string array. So str, we can, so this is just a name for the array str, and we have the size 100 character. Because last in strings, last character is just store as a terminator, like. Okay, so we will take one more size for this, 101. This is just a maximum length for the string. Suppose if we have 100 character in a string, so one last character for the terminator.
Oh, that
So now terminator, yeah, that null terminator.
okay.
So now we will just read this string simple by that scanf, and we will take this because this is a one word. Okay, so we can use this percentile s, uh, percentile s, and then what is the string? So that will be stored inside this variable str. Okay.
And
Uh,
Steven.
I
We
think
can
the
also
for
use if gets.
huh,
Yeah.
that other functions are also there. You can use that also. So for the string, but this is a single words you can directly read also. But sometimes if you have like a sentence where the space is also there, at the time
I
you have to use some another function. Okay, so that will read the complete line. Okay,
yes,
otherwise after getting the blank space, so that reading will stop actually for simple string reading. So for this we can use this, so we can find out the length for this. And so that okay, so we have this int. Suppose this is a one variable n, or we can take simple n equal to, yeah, so there is a function in string, so strlen, so that can find out the string length. So that str, okay. But to use this we have to add a library here. So as include
a
stri
string dot.
string dot h. Oh, that is done. So we will get the number of characters here by this str that only. Okay. So after that, what we will do, we will set. So okay. So we will just read the character, run a loop here. So for int I equal to 0. Okay, and that loop will run only till n by 2 less than n by 2 and I plus plus. Okay, but to store the result we can take some variable. So like int res equal to like 1. Okay, we are just assuming that our string is palindrome. 1 means true basically. Okay, so and at any point if we found this is not a palindrome, we will set this value to 0. So that is just a validation variable. So here now we will compare our string. So if our str, that I value, okay, so that I value, if this value is equal to not equal to, okay, so we are comparing simple one character. So that we can okay, so we want to break the loop. Okay, it does not equal to, and how we will set the last corresponding the last variable for this str.
Str minus I.
Hmm. And not minus I here. Okay, so we cannot write like minus I. This is not a Python, we cannot use negative index here. N minus I minus 1.
My yes.
Okay, so suppose I is 0, so now n is the total length. So how many, suppose for this example n will become a 5. 5 minus 0 minus 1,
One.
so that will become a 4. Okay, if suppose I is equal to 1, so that means second character from starting, so that will become 5 minus 1 minus 1, so 5 minus 2 3. So from both sides this is actually shrinking. Okay, so 1 position, so that indexing we can use. So from this side I, or from another side that n minus I minus I, sorry, n minus I minus 1. So if this is the condition, so we will just set our res equal to 0 and break the process. Okay,
Yes.
this. So in
And
this way, this will check if any character is not mismatched. So at that time, this res 1 will remain 1. Okay, so otherwise it will become a 0. And after this loop, we will just check the condition. If our res equal to 1, then what we will print? Yes.
Sir, if
print
we
Hmm?
not put that equal to 1, then it also works, na?
Haha, that will also work. Yeah, correct. So yes, because this is by default indicating true or false. So 0 value is false. Another value apart from 0 is considered as if true. So we can put res only here also. Okay, so that is one, else part. Okay, else part. This will become a no. Oh, I just copied it, but copied is not working. Printf. Okay, so we have to write so that no. Okay.
Hello sir, we can also put a printf statement after replacing res is equal to 0. Printf no.
Here.
No, then, yes, yes.
Okay, but how then it will print? Yes.
No, if it will print a no, because if condition is
Okay, okay. You are saying if we will remove as part here and just print here inside the if condition. You are saying this?
yes.
That will work here because if our RES becomes zero, so you can, at that time you can print no, and at that time this condition will definitely not become true. Yeah, so that will work also. So I hope our syntax is looking fine. Logic
But
is also looking.
sir, if
Uh-huh.
we do that way, then after breaking the loop, then prints yes again, because of we have initialize res equal to 1.
So but that we are setting res equal to zero, no? Then only we are breaking. So that
Okay,
means okay, no, no will be print and res becoming zero. So that condition will not become a true after that.
okay, okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You know? Okay, just test it. Oh, we are getting error. What type of error is there?
A
Okay.
ampersand str.
Still we are getting this thing. Oh, sorry, we have to write care. Oh, this array is actually not an integer array. This is a care array. Let's write this. Okay, for care array, I think this end is not required. It is working. Okay. So here let's write MADAM. Yes, and it is hello. No. Okay, so our code is working fine. Okay, so you can do use another way to reading the input or these things, or you can also write your strcmp process here and the logic. But this is also working without any strcmp because we are comparing character by character, not the complete string at a time. So it's working. So let you check this. Yeah, but test case is also passed. This time I'll save this and submit also. Okay, so any query in this? I hope logic is clear. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so these are the problems. So we have discussed. You can write the code for every problem for this, and you can solve this. Okay. So we have these number of problems today. One more problems I have. Let me. I'm sharing that you for your as a homework. Okay, so just try your logic. What you can do for this to solve this. Just publish it. So one more problem I have released now. You can try this. What is the question statement? Find the most frequent character. Okay, so here you can see APPLEFL. So find out the character which occurs most number of times. Okay, so here appears most number of time, and assume that each strings has this lowercase character from and each letter is A to Z. Okay, maximum length is 100, and also your output is only one character possible. Okay, no So suppose if there is some possibility that if we have the string like a b b, so we have the a and b both are the possible answer, but just assume that you have only one character as a output in the for the
Sir,
every input. Hmm.
we can also do with, we have already done a previous questions in that is we have to print the most frequent integers.
And that was not the most frequent. That was the if any integer which is greater than n by 2 times.
No,
So
Uh,
sir.
that problem is little bit different actually, not the same.
yes.
In
In this case, we have to compare with through
Ha,
ASCII code.
yes, because you have A to Z character, total 26 character you have. So you can think about for the each character. So what you can do, you can make a new integer array for 26 value, and for each character you can count the frequency. You can think like this, you can apply your logic also, but here you have to count the frequency for each character in your input, and then you have to figure out that which character has the largest frequency. Okay, and then in
Uh,
that way you can try to solve this. Okay, you can try this. You can see the another one sample also. Okay, so I have not written anything, getting error. So after writing the code, you can see one more sample for this. Other two sample are actually private test case. But you can try this, okay? Other, if you're not able to solve, we will discuss in the next session, next Saturday session.
okay, sir.
Okay. So I hope all questions are done today. Any query, anyone?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in the previous problem, if we just without breaking the statement, if we directly try to print no if it is not equal, and else print yes, then
No, without breaking the things. Okay. Without breaking. Still, yeah, it will work, I think. Yeah.
sir, but output is not good.
Okay, let's change my code. Okay, so let's, you are saying that without breaking, we are not breaking this. Sorry, I'm saying this as a comment. So you are doing this, or you are also printing no at the same time?
Sir, without the use of res.
Okay, so you are printing no here. And then how you are printing yes?
Out
Outside
of
of the
this,
loop.
yes, sir.
Then in that case both will be print, no? So at that time no will be print, and after that yes will also print
No,
if you are
no,
not using this
sir,
RE.
not outside the loop. Outside. If and
Oh,
in else, if I write
oh,
print no.
okay. So actually that will not work, because if you are doing this yeah, print yes and no based on this inside this condition, correct? If this condition is true, print no, else print yes. So why this is not working? Because that decision you are taking only one character matching actually. Okay, so what will happen if you are matching first character with last character, and that are suppose same. So at the same time, your else condition will become true and your print is yes will be print. But that is not only the task. Your task is to need compare each character to identify this is a palindrome. So M should be matched with last M, A should be matched with the second last A, D should be matched with the D. So all complete process should be done. And according to your code, what is happening? M is comparing with M, and your output is coming yes. If suppose for the second case H is matching with O, and your output is printing no based on this. So that is fine, okay, for the first character base. But there is a possibility that first character is matched, but second character is not matched. Then output should also be no, but your code will be written yes for that based on the first condition. So that decision should be happen after checking the complete character matching. No output we can print based on any mismatch, but yes should be print only after checking the each character. And first character to the last character, second character with the second last character. In this way, all should be checked. Then only we can confirm that this is a palindrome. No, we can print simply by 1 minute first mismatch. So because of that, this should be written carefully. Print yes should be, this output should be written outside of the loop after complete checking. Okay. So that is the careful things for this type of problem. Okay, I hope you got the things what I am trying to say.
Yes, sir, got it.
Okay. Okay, then I hope this is completed. Then we can close the session. No query. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Bye.